The internet loves a good scandal, and lately it's been buzzing with one that seems too wild to ignore. Posts, TikToks, and gossip pages all claiming the same shocking thing: that Kelly Clarkson supposedly exposed Blake Shelton's hidden secret, or even worse, that there's a mysterious child no one knows about. It's the kind of headline that grabs your attention instantly. People start connecting dots that were never there, resharing screenshots, and suddenly, a rumor becomes news. But here's the truth. Behind the hashtags and speculation, this story isn't what it seems. In fact, when you look closely, it reveals something much bigger. Not about Kelly or Blake, but about how easily social media can turn fiction into fact. Today, we're breaking it all down. Where did this rumor start? Why did it spread so fast? And what's the real story between Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton? It all started quietly. A few vague posts, an attention-grabbing headline, and a lot of speculation with no real proof. Around late 2024, small gossip blogs and TikTok channels began circulating a story that claimed Kelly Clarkson had revealed a shocking secret about Blake Shelton. The problem? None of them could point to a real interview, quote, or source. The story spread fast, fueled by clickbait phrases like Kelly Clarkson exposes Blake Shelton's hidden truth and The Voice co-star's untold secret finally revealed. From there, users began to fill in the blanks themselves, some suggesting a secret child, others claiming there had been tension between Kelly, Blake, and Gwen Stefani. But when fact-checkers and entertainment reporters looked deeper, they found nothing credible. No legal documents, no statements from either artist, and no coverage from reputable media outlets. The rumor was purely a creation of the internet, an example of how fan speculation and recycled gossip can spiral into something that sounds almost believable. And the reason it gained so much traction: because it combined three things the internet can't resist: celebrity relationships, hidden drama, and nostalgia for the Voice era, when Kelly and Blake's on-screen chemistry made them fan favorites. But the truth behind their connection has always been far less scandalous and far more genuine. For years, Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton shared one of television's most entertaining friendships. On The Voice, they weren't just co-judges. They were rivals, teammates, and at times, the comedic heart of the show. Their playful banter and constant teasing made for great TV, but behind the scenes, it came from real respect. Kelly has said multiple times that Blake was one of the first people to make her feel comfortable when she joined The Voice in 2018. He helped her navigate the fast-paced world of live television and even gave her advice about balancing work and family life. In return, Kelly became one of his closest industry friends, someone who understood both the pressure of fame and the reality of country music's tight-knit circles. Their chemistry on camera was so natural that fans began spinning their own stories, some light-hearted, others more sensational. But in truth, their bond was always professional and friendly. Blake himself once described Kelly as like a sister, and Kelly has consistently praised Blake and Gwen Stefani's relationship, even calling them the perfect mix of opposites. So when these new rumors started suggesting some kind of hidden drama, longtime fans immediately knew something didn't add up. The truth is, Kelly and Blake's friendship was built on mutual admiration, shared experiences, and respect, not the secrets or scandals the internet tries to invent. It only takes one viral post to spark a wildfire, and that's exactly what happened. A few months after the Voice lineup changed, a mysterious online rumor began circulating that Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton were hiding a shared secret. It started on gossip blogs, then jumped to fan forums, and soon social media was flooded with speculation. The problem? None of it came from a verified source, yet the rumor grew legs because it combined two things people love most: celebrity drama and nostalgia. Fans missed the dynamic between Kelly and Blake on The Voice, so when someone posted insider claims about behind-the-scenes tension or a hidden family tie, it spread fast. Reports claimed that someone close to production had confirmed a personal fallout between them, but when journalists tried to trace the claim back, there was nothing. No names, no proof, just recycled posts shared over and over again. Even entertainment insiders began weighing in, pointing out how common it is for fan theories to morph into news. Once the algorithm picks up a story, people start connecting dots that were never meant to be connected. A candid interview, an out-of-context quote, even an old photo can suddenly look like evidence. But here's the real twist. Both Kelly and Blake have laughed off similar rumors before. Kelly once said in an interview that she's used to wild stories and doesn't even read half of what's written about her. Blake echoed the same sentiment, joking that, "You could read I'm in a different scandal every week." Still, no matter how many times the stars deny it, the internet keeps finding ways to fill in the blanks, and as one rumor fades, another always seems to appear. Whenever Blake Shelton's name comes up, Gwen Stefani isn't far behind, and that's where things get even messier. As soon as fans began spinning theories about Kelly and Blake, some corners of the internet tried to drag Gwen into the narrative. They claimed Gwen was secretly jealous of Kelly, or that there was tension between the two women behind the scenes, but again, there's no proof of that ever being true. In fact, Kelly and Gwen have spoken publicly about how much they admire each other. Kelly once said Gwen was the sweetest person on earth, and Gwen has called Kelly a powerhouse mom and artist. The supposed rivalry was entirely a product of fan speculation and clickbait culture. What really happened was far simpler. Gwen and Kelly just didn't overlap much on The Voice. They filmed at different times with different team dynamics, but when they did share the stage, their energy was all smiles and respect, not competition. Still, some tabloids saw an opportunity. When Gwen and Blake got married in 2021 and Kelly was going through her divorce from Brandon Blackstock, online theories took a new turn. Some posts began suggesting that Kelly's emotional state somehow affected her relationship with Blake, or that Gwen kept her distance. In truth, there was no drama, just parallel lives playing out in the public eye. Gwen was focused on her marriage and music. Kelly was rebuilding her life and career. But that didn't stop the rumor mill from connecting unrelated dots, and as usual, speculation kept snowballing until a few key events reignited the gossip entirely. Even after the cameras stopped rolling and the voice chemistry faded into memory, the whispers refused to go away. Every few months, a fresh wave of online sources would pop up, reviving the old story, that Kelly Clarkson supposedly knew something explosive about Blake Shelton's past. It started with a few vague social media posts. A tweet here, a blind gossip item there. Then came a now-deleted post from Kelly herself, quoting her song Because of You with the line, "Secrets never stay buried forever." Fans instantly took it as a sign, a hidden message aimed at Blake. Within hours, hashtags like Kelly exposes Blake and Blake Shelton's secret child were trending across TikTok and X, formerly Twitter. Videos began surfacing with supposed evidence, side-by-side photos of Blake and random teenagers claiming to be his secret son. Old interviews from The Voice dissected frame by frame for awkward tension. Comments from Kelly's talk show analyzed as secret confessions. It didn't matter that none of it was confirmed. The internet didn't want confirmation. It wanted a story, and as the rumor spread, it became something much bigger than Kelly and Blake. It was about truth versus loyalty, exposure versus privacy, and for fans, the thrill of uncovering a mystery that might be real. Even gossip outlets that admitted they had no proof still ran the story, because by then it wasn't about facts. It was about clicks, engagement, and drama. What made it worse was the emotional fallout. Gwen Stefani, who had spent years building a peaceful new life with Blake, suddenly found herself at the center of the storm. Fans flooded her Instagram asking if she'd heard what Kelly said. Every post, even something as innocent as a farm photo, turned into a battleground of comments about the secret child. And through it all, Kelly Clarkson stayed silent. No interviews, no clarifications, nothing, which in today's world only fueled the fire. The less she said, the more people assumed she was hiding something. When the story finally reached its boiling point, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani could no longer ignore it. What started as idle gossip had turned into a full-blown media circus. with tabloids publishing exclusive insider claims and social media pages dissecting every move they made. Behind the scenes, insiders say Gwen was devastated. Known. For wearing her heart on her sleeve, she reportedly confronted Blake in private, demanding to know if there was any truth to the rumor. One source claimed the confrontation was emotional, Gwen in tears, Blake adamant that the story was a complete fabrication. Blake allegedly swore that there was no secret child, no hidden relationship, and no betrayal. To him, this was nothing more than an online witch hunt fueled by exaggerated half-truths. But Gwen's hurt wasn't just about the claim itself. It was about the humiliation of seeing their marriage dissected in public. In the following days, fans noticed something strange. Gwen went silent on Instagram. No happy farm selfies, no couple photos, nothing. Within hours, the internet was flooded with speculation. Is she leaving him? Did Kelly tell her something? Where's her wedding ring? Paparazzi photos then surfaced, showing Gwen without her ring, sparking another frenzy. But sources close to her said it was simply a coincidence. She had left it at home during a quick trip to Los Angeles with her kids. Still, the image dominated headlines. Meanwhile, Blake tried to keep his composure publicly, but friends say he was furious behind closed doors. Furious at Kelly, furious at the tabloids, and furious at how fast the internet turned him into a villain. He feels blindsided, one insider told a Nashville outlet. He's being painted as someone he's not, and he's heartbroken that Gwen even had to question him. Both their teams began working overtime to do damage control, reaching out to media outlets, preparing statements, and considering a joint interview to put the rumors to rest. But the risk was high. Addressing the gossip directly might only make it worse. Through it all, Gwen leaned on her faith and family, spending quiet time with her sons and attending church more frequently. Blake, on the other hand, retreated to his Oklahoma ranch, the one place he could find peace away from cameras and gossip. Their marriage, once seen as one of Hollywood's most grounded love stories, was suddenly on trial in the court of public opinion. The moment the rumor hit the internet, it spread faster than wildfire. Within hours, hashtags like "Do you know Blake Shelton's secret child" and "Kelly exposes Blake" were trending across every major platform. Fans, gossip accounts, and entertainment pages all jumped in, each trying to piece together their own version of the truth. TikTok detectives began connecting blurry dots, old interviews, lyrics, mysterious posts, and even photos of teenagers who looked just like Blake. YouTube. Commentary channels released hour-long breakdowns, claiming to have exclusive insider info, while Reddit threads turned into full-blown investigations, for every fan defending Blake as an innocent man caught in an online witch hunt. There were just as many convinced that Kelly had finally revealed something Hollywood had been hiding for years. Some praised her as a truth-teller, calling her brave for exposing what others wouldn't. Others accused her of betrayal, crossing a line by airing private matters that could destroy a family. Even morning talk shows got involved. Hosts debated whether Kelly's supposed outburst was driven by genuine concern for Gwen or lingering frustration toward Blake after years of friendly, and sometimes not so friendly, rivalry on The Voice. Industry insiders warned that the situation could get ugly fast. Reputation is everything in this business, one publicist explained. Even a baseless rumor can stain an image that took decades to build. And for Blake, whose entire brand rests on being the charming small-town country guy, this scandal threatened to undo years of goodwill with fans. The controversy didn't just affect their personal lives, it bled into their careers. Blake's streaming numbers suddenly skyrocketed as curious fans revisited his love songs, analyzing every lyric for hidden meaning. Kelly's emotional ballads about honesty and heartbreak also surged, while Gwen's romantic tracks were being reinterpreted as cryptic reflections of real-life pain. Comment sections were chaos. Every post, every photo, every smile was dissected. When Blake uploaded a photo of himself fishing in Oklahoma, fans flooded it with comments like, "Trying to hide, huh?" and "Where's the truth, Blake?" When Kelly shared a motivational quote about truth and self-respect, it reignited the flame all over again. Even Miranda Lambert's name, Blake's ex-wife, was dragged back into the conversation. Fans noticed that she'd liked a post about truth always coming to light, sparking speculation that she was subtly supporting Kelly. It was a storm that refused to die down. Every denial seemed to fuel more curiosity. Every silence was seen as confirmation. And as the world argued about what really happened, the three people at the center of it, Blake, Gwen, and Kelly, were left trapped in a story that no one could fully control. At this point, it's clear that the rumor took on a life of its own, twisting, growing and mutating with every retweet and repost. What started as a whisper about a secret child somehow became an international headline. Despite zero verified evidence or official confirmation from anyone involved, entertainment journalists who actually looked into the story quickly noticed the pattern. The supposed sources all traced back to vague fan accounts, tabloid sites with no credible bylines, and recycled gossip originally posted years ago. Not a single major outlet, not People, not Entertainment Tonight, not Billboard, ever confirmed the claim. Still, that didn't stop the wildfire. Blake Shelton's team reportedly pushed back behind the scenes, calling the rumor a ridiculous fabrication. According to people close to him, he was deeply frustrated, not just because his image was on the line, but because it dragged Gwen and Kelly into unnecessary chaos. To him, the worst part wasn't the lie itself, but watching two women he respected get torn apart by speculation. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson's representatives released a careful, indirect statement, neither confirming nor denying anything, but clarifying that her comments were taken out of context and spun into something unrecognizable. Behind closed doors, friends say Kelly was heartbroken. She's always been blunt, yes, but not cruel. If she said something, it was likely twisted by gossip, hungry for drama. And Gwen Stefani? Those close to her described her as quietly strong. She pulled away from the spotlight for a while, spending more time with her kids, leaning on her faith and choosing not to feed the frenzy. One insider said, "Gwen's been through public heartbreak before. She knows that the truth doesn't always need defending. Sometimes it just needs time. The deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. This story isn't really about a hidden child at all. It's about how social media blurs the line between reality and fiction, how one rumor can explode into a global spectacle overnight. In a culture where engagement is currency, even the most outrageous claims can find an audience. People don't always want facts. They want feeling. They want to believe there's a deeper mystery, even when there isn't. And that's the real story here. Behind the hashtags and headlines are three human beings, Kelly, Blake, and Gwen, caught in the machinery of modern fame, where perception can destroy truth in a heartbeat. So maybe the biggest secret isn't what was said or who said it. Maybe it's how easily we all believed it. In the end, what began as a single rumor spiraled into one of the most talked about pop country controversies in years. A whisper about a hidden child evolved into a full-blown saga involving three of music's biggest stars, Kelly Clarkson, Blake Shelton, and Gwen Stefani. But after all the posts, podcasts, and passionate debates, one truth stands above everything. There's no real proof, only speculation amplified by a culture that thrives on outrage. The story says less about the people involved and more about how quickly the internet can turn hearsay into headline news. For Blake Shelton, the damage was emotional. Watching a private life dissected in public, his integrity questioned over something that likely never happened. For Gwen Stefani, it was a test of strength and grace, staying grounded while strangers analyzed her marriage like a reality show. And for Kelly Clarkson, it became a reminder that words, even casual ones, can spark storms bigger than anyone expects. Still, out of the noise came a powerful lesson, that fame comes with a price, and truth often gets lost when clicks come first. In a world obsessed with exposure, sometimes the bravest thing anyone can do is stay silent and let time tell the story. So whether this rumor fades away or resurfaces in another form, one thing's for sure, it's changed how fans see these three forever. Kelly, Blake, and Gwen aren't just stars in a headline. They're people navigating a system built to magnify their every move. And maybe, just maybe, the real takeaway is that behind every viral scandal, there's a real heart, human, imperfect, and just trying to be understood. If this story made you think twice about what you see online, hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and remember, in the world of celebrity rumors, not everything that trends is true.